We'll have our right to a break after Minister Tan See Leng's speech.
Unless the members of the House want to exercise their right to disconnect.
No. Please proceed. It's not a full democracy.
Mr. Chairman, I thank our GPC MPs and the others who have taken an active interest in MOM's work and spoken in support of our workers and our businesses. Our labour market posted strong growth last year. Total employment grew by more than 200,000 in 2022, surpassing its pre-pandemic level by 3%. Resident employment is already 4.4% above 2019 levels. Resident unemployment rates have recovered to pre-COVID levels. Resident wages also increased at a faster rate. The nominal median income of full-time employed residents grew by 8.3% in 2021. It's more than double that of the previous year of 3.2%. And even after adjusting for inflation, the real median income growth in 2022 was more than double that of 2021. However, we are at multiple crossroads. The uncertain global economic environment, global inflation, and geopolitical challenges in the medium term will weigh in on the labour market going forward. I hear your concerns about what this means for you and how it will impact your jobs, especially for older workers. But rest assured, we will journey with you every step of the way. Whether you are in your early 20s or 30s, or whether you're in your mid-40s or late 50s, we will empower you to find and work towards new opportunities. But we need your help, your support to take the first step to move forward to improve your career prospects. If you want a career change, you can be assured of the support we will provide you to upskill and to reskill. If you fall out of employment, you can be assured that we will step in to help you in your job search. If your interest is in hands-on work, you can be assured of more opportunities to achieve and to be rewarded for the mastery of those skills. And as you approach retirement, you can be assured that if you have worked and contributed consistently to your CPF, you will be able to meet your basic retirement needs in your golden years. We will leverage our continued economic growth to provide good jobs for you. We will improve and continue to improve your employment outcomes. And even in the midst of this uncertainty, there are significant opportunities that we can continue to capitalize on. I shared in my speech with the MTI yesterday on how we have a suite of programs to promote talent development in our enterprises. For those starting out in their careers, there is the SGEP to support fresh and recent graduates to pursue structured career progression pathways in high-growth companies. The GRT, Global Ready Talent Program, also helps to build a talent pipeline by co-funding local young talent to take on both local and overseas internships. The Tech at SG pilot has also created more than 1,500 local jobs in tech startups in the past 3 years since launch. And for senior leaders of our promising SMEs, the Enterprise Leadership for Transformation Program, or ELT program, also helps them to develop their business strategies and leadership capabilities. With the ever-changing economy, we need to continue to press on with economic transformation to allow us to emerge stronger and to seize new opportunities for Singaporeans. We want you and we invite you to join us on this journey of transformation. And that is why we have been engaging Singaporeans to understand their aspirations, their angst about the economy, their anxieties about the economy and jobs under the Forward Singapore exercise. It is against this backdrop, MOM's priorities for this COS will center on 3 main themes. First, seizing opportunities with you. Number 2, strengthening support for you. And last but not least, securing better workplaces with you. First, we will seize opportunities with Singaporeans by supporting them to improve their career prospects and their resilience so that they will be empowered to take on good jobs. At the same time, we will continue to be open to workers of the right caliber and in areas where we need them so that our businesses can build the best team of local and foreign talents to grow. Our growth should also be inclusive and enable all segments of our workers to reap the economic benefits. Hence, our second focus is to strengthen support for Singaporeans' retirement adequacy by enhancing the CPF system so that they can have peace of mind in their golden years. We will also press on with our whole of society effort to provide greater support for platform workers, lower wage workers and senior workers by protecting their interests at work. SMS, Co and Zaki will elaborate more on our efforts on this front in their respective speeches. And finally, every one of us desires and deserves a fair opportunity to contribute and thrive at work. Which brings me to our third focus, and that is to act collectively as one united society. We must work in solidarity to secure safer, fairer, and more progressive workplaces. We will continue to improve employment opportunities for women, for persons with disabilities and ex-offenders. MOS Gan will elaborate on these in her speech. We will also continue with the efforts to improve safety in the workplace, and this will be covered by SMS Zaki in his speech as well. Now let me start by sharing how we are empowering Singaporeans to take on good jobs. We have a strong and vibrant economy that has shown its resilience through COVID. We have an exciting vision to continue transforming our economy. To seize these opportunities, Singaporeans will need to stay open to new challenges and careers and continuously upskill and equip themselves with future skills. The Ministry of Manpower and the government will be there with you every step of the way in this journey to improve your career prospects. During COVID, the government stood up the National Jobs Council to provide jobs and skills opportunities amidst a deep recession and a weak labour market. From April 2020 to April 2022, the combined efforts of the government, the unions, and the employers supported the placement of around 200,000 locals under the SG United Jobs and Skills Package, out of which around 150,000 were placed into permanent jobs, while the rest placed into traineeships and attachment opportunities. WSG and NTUC's Employment and Employability Institute's 24 SG United Jobs and Skills Centres across the country were also able to assist and place 3,400 job seekers in 2022. To complement the NJC's work, I set up the Jobs Task Force in September 2021 with the specific goal of helping more locals enter new jobs in 10 key sectors, such as Infocom, manufacturing, and financial services. Mr. Samad would be happy to know that through customized efforts targeted at key sectors, we helped place more than 11,000 locals into new jobs in these sectors. The NJC and the Jobs Task Force achievements are a testament to the caliber and the agility of our local workers. MOM and WSG, or Workforce Singapore, will continue to help Singaporeans pivot to new jobs and new careers. For example, WSG offers many career conversion programs, or CCPs. CCPs provide salary and training support to employers to reskill new hires and workers for new or redesigned jobs. In 2022, WSG launched several new CCPs for emerging jobs, such as Sustainability Specialist, Carbon Project Developer, and Customer Intelligence Analyst. Ms. Cheng Li Hui asked how we're helping SMEs with hiring. SMEs can tap on the full suite of programs offered by WSG. In particular, WSG has designed the CCP for SME executives to meet the specific needs of SME hires. This program helps new employees acclimatize to an SME working environment. Mr. Desmond Chu and Mr. Patrick Tay would like to know how we can better support mature workers, including PMEs, in their employment and employability. I appreciate that mature workers may find it slightly more challenging to switch careers. Hence, the CCPs provide an even higher level of support. 90% of salary and training costs for mature workers aged 40 and above. To provide more options for mature workers, WSG also offers the SG United Mid-Career Pathways, or SGUP for short, which provides full-time attachments with an allowance for those aged 40 and over. In 2022, WSG supported about 1,900 workers through CCPs and another 1,100 through SGUP. One such individual is Mr. Noor Hisham, a 50-year-old who was previously an independent systems security auditor with a local security auditor company. He wanted to explore career options in the IT industry, and he signed up for a 6-month course under the Skills Future Career Transition Program. Equipped with the new tech skills, Mr. Hashim applied for the SGUP program on the My Careers Future website in September 2022. He landed an attachment role as an IT cloud and infrastructure specialist with the host organization Swiss Technologies. During the 6-month attachment, Swiss Technologies provided on-the-job training, including step-by-step demonstrations to help him understand how to perform the job tasks of an IT cloud and infrastructure specialist. I'm glad to hear that based on his strong performance in the attachment program, Mr. Hashim will be converted to a full-time staff with Swiss Technologies this month. Now, ultimately, the Ministry of Manpower is here to support Singaporeans' career aspirations. And that is why we've been engaging and speaking to Singaporeans from all walks of life to understand their aspirations and their anxieties about the economy and jobs. These conversations under Forward Singapore have allowed us to come together to forge a new social compact. A social compact has to be mutually reinforcing, mutually consolidating. It's a two-way dialogue so that we can take in your responses and forge a new compact together. We have worked with the Institute of Policy Studies to convene a citizens panel on employment resilience and convene a group of citizens to discuss, to propose ideas to increase career mobility and to help workers to bounce back from setbacks such as unemployment. The citizens panel will conclude its work by the end of March, and I look forward to hearing their recommendations. Having heard from many fellow Singaporeans thus far, I hear a common theme. Whether you're starting out in your career, whether you're in your mid-career or in the later stage of your career, you aspire to improve your career prospects. Better career health is key to helping our workers move up the career ladder, stay current, stay employable, or it facilitates them to be able to switch to a new job that can better match their skills and their interests. I spoke about career health when I launched the Citizens Panel last month. Just like physical health, career health has 3 aspects. 1, having better insights and awareness. We need to be more sensitized and to be more aware of our own career prospects relative to how the industry and the economy is growing or transforming. 2, taking deliberate and purposeful actions to keep up our career health. Now, information is only meaningful if we process it and we act on it. This means taking preemptive and proactive steps to stay ahead of the competition and being ready to seize new opportunities when they come. 3, how do we bounce back from setbacks? Sometimes, in spite of whatever we do, curveballs will still come our way, out of the blue. We're thinking about how to give a stronger helping hand to help workers to bounce back stronger and better from setbacks. But for this to work, workers need to keep up their career health so that they are better prepared for setbacks and they are better ready to pick themselves up. One way MOM is helping to improve awareness on career health is through the JTMs, or the Job Transformation Map. These JTMs provide detailed insights on the impact of technology and automation on jobs in each sector. Professor Hun and Mr. Sharil asked about how we ensure our workforce is globally competitive, including how to cope with threats arising from AI. These JTMs provide detailed insights on the impact of tech and automation on jobs in each sector. The JTMs will empower you to take control of your career development and progression by giving you information on the critical skill sets you will need to stay relevant and competitive. Mr. Cheng Sing Yao, Ms. Janet Ang, and Mr. Liang Eng Hua asked how MOM can support our businesses to grow and cope with manpower shortages. Now, fundamentally, to cope with the manpower crunch, businesses must continue to transform, to increase their productivity, and to improve manpower efficiency. The government remains committed to supporting businesses and workers to achieve this. The JTMs will guide businesses on how they can transform their businesses and their jobs to remain competitive and resilient. To find out more, you can access the JTMs on WSG's website. For individuals, you can also find resources there to reskill, to upskill, or to embark on career transitions. To date, 10 JTMs have been completed, with 8 additional JTMs in progress. One example is the food manufacturing JTM launched by ESG in December 2022, which identified emerging job roles such as novel foods technical manager and set out pathways to redesign jobs. Workers can reskill themselves via programs such as the CCP for food manufacturing professionals and associates and the Skills Future Work-Study programs to move into emerging or redesigned roles. There will be more JTMs to be launched this year. There is tremendous potential to harness data and AI to provide you with more personalized jobs and skills insights. This can help to improve job matching and allow you to better plan what next steps you can take, either to take a course to upskill, to make a career switch, or to progress in your career. I'm happy to announce we will launch a new Careers Finder feature on the My Careers Future portal in the third quarter of 2023. Careers Finder is a jobs and skills recommender. We have heard feedback that some of our workers prefer to explore job opportunities and skills upgrading at the same time as they are interrelated. Careers Finder is the first step to try and integrate jobs and training recommenders. It uses data on skills adjacencies and job transitions in the labor market to help job seekers to identify potential career opportunities, personalized based on their individual profiles, and recommend suitable training programs to help them achieve their career goals. Careers Finder is a new feature which will be launched in a beta version, but it will become more powerful as the data grows. We will continue to enhance it over time to make it even more responsive to job seekers' needs. Individuals who wish to find out more about Careers Finder can also register their interest via WSG's website. Besides supporting workers to reskill and to upskill, we need to build a more inclusive labor market that rewards mastery of skills in different areas. Our labor market must also provide multiple pathways to success to cater to different interests and inclinations. Our society has traditionally valued head work much more over hands work and hard work, contributing to occupational wage disparity. But hands-on work, the craft required to make something well, to fix a complex machine, is just as important for our society to function. This is as Mr. Edward Chia and Mr. Pritam Singh have also highlighted. And many of these hands-on jobs require deep skills too. We are partnering NTUC to look into how we can redesign skilled trades, particularly those that remain indispensable in our future economy, to offer better salaries, clearer career and skill progression ladders, and other ways to attract, to retain, and to reward workers in these jobs. Over time, if we are able to shift the prospects and perceptions of such jobs and offer attractive career pathways for skilled trades, we will be able to increase the number of locals in these roles in a sustainable way. More details on this initiative will be shared at a later date when the Forward Singapore exercise concludes. A crucial aspect of how we create good opportunities for local workers is by having a vibrant, growing economy that is open to international investments, companies, and talent. Working alongside global talent and in top companies means locals have access to more opportunities to take on challenging assignments and to move up in their careers. This also creates more opportunities for other companies in the ecosystem, and it in turn creates more good jobs for Singaporeans at every level of the workforce, creating a virtuous cycle. Mr. Raj Thomas asked about how we will continue to attract top talent to Singapore. Last year, I announced the One Pass for talent, earning at least $30,000 in fixed monthly salary, which is comparable to the top 5% of EP holders, or those with outstanding achievements in arts and culture, sports, research, and academia. This was a highly targeted enhancement to attract top talent in diverse fields so that we can keep ahead of the competition. I'm happy to say that we have received many promising applications so far from a very diverse group of accomplished individuals across sectors. I would like to share two examples of One Pass holders who are making or who have the potential to make positive contributions to Singapore. Ms. Yuki Yasui is the Managing Director of the Asia Pacific Network at the Glasgow Financial Alliance for Net Zero, a global coalition of leading financial institutions committed to accelerating the decarbonization of the economy. Ms. Yasui plays a key role in driving decarbonization in Singapore, including helping financial institutions draw up their net zero transition plans and mobilizing finance to support decarbonization efforts in key industry areas such as energy, cement, and steel. We also have Professor Rachel Watson, who joined A-Star this month as the Executive Director of the A-Star Skin Research Labs and the Skin Research Institute of Singapore. Professor Watson is internationally renowned in dermatology. Through her leadership, she will catalyze our local community of research scientists, academics, and industry professionals to tackle complex challenges in skin disease and skin health for the benefit of Singapore and Singaporeans. These are just two examples. We look forward to the valuable contributions that our One Pass holders will bring and the opportunities that they will create for Singaporeans. Mr. Raj Thomas, Mr. Liang, Mr. Yip Hon Wing highlighted, it is key for our foreign workforce to complement our local workforce to drive our local economy. We would also like to assure Mr. Yip that MOM collaborates closely with agencies such as MTI and MND to ensure that our economic growth is sustainable as we maintain a balance between our various objectives. At the last COS, I announced significant changes to our foreign workforce policies to strengthen the complementarity of our foreign workforce. Our focus has been on implementing these changes well. Allow me to give you a quick update. To ensure that foreigners coming in on these passes are of the right caliber, we have benchmarked the cost of hiring an EP and S-Pass holder to the wages of the top one-third of our local PMETs and the local associate professionals and technicians or APTs respectively. With these clear benchmarks, employers can expect regular and predictable adjustments to the EP and S-Pass qualifying salaries and levies. This year, there will be no change to the EP qualifying salary. We will, however, proceed with the second step of the increase to the S-Pass qualifying salary and the Tier 1 levy in September 2023, as I had announced last year. The S-Pass minimum qualifying salary will be raised from $3,000 to $3,150. The qualifying salary for older S-Pass holders will be higher, given that local APT wages rise with age. The S-Pass Tier 1 levy will also increase from the current $450 to $550 in September 2023. Employers will be able to find these details on the MOM website. Compass, a new, transparent and holistic assessment framework for EP applicants, will be applied to new EP applications from September this year. Compass incentivizes firms to strengthen their local workforce, complemented by a high-quality and diverse foreign workforce. We've released details on the 4 foundational criteria progressively over the past 1 year. Firms now have access to a workforce insights tool on My MOM portal, where they can see how they fare on the firm-level criteria of Compass and benchmark their performance to industry peers. Members may recall that under the Compass framework, applicants can score points under Criterion 2 on qualifications. Today, employers are already responsible for ensuring the authenticity of their candidates' qualifications before hiring. To safeguard against gaming by submitting fraudulent educational qualifications, employers who wish to score points under Criterion 2 on qualifications will be required to submit verification proof for qualifications declared on the EP application. We've consulted tripartite partners as well as industry associations, and we will implement this new process in September 2023 together with Compass. We will share more details in due course. Rest assured, we will ensure smooth implementation and we will minimize disruptions to employers' hiring process. We will be releasing further details on the 2 bonus criteria, the skills bonus, which is Criterion 5, and the strategic economic priorities bonus, which is Criterion 6, later this month. Applicants meeting the respective criteria will earn bonus points toward their total Compass score. The skills bonus is accorded to EP applicants in occupations on the shortage occupations list, or SOL for short. The SOL identifies occupations requiring niche and highly specialized skills in short supply within our workforce, and which are critical to sustaining investments in both key growth or strategic priority areas. Mr. Gerald Giam asked for an update on the occupations expected to be included in the SOL. MOM is in consultation with sector agencies. We are finalizing the inaugural SOL. I would like to assure Mr. Giam that the evaluation process is a rigorous one, taking into account quantitative metrics of shortage alongside various qualitative factors. One key consideration is ensuring that sector agencies have worked with industry to put in place plans to develop the local pipeline for these good jobs, including working with our institutes of higher learning to equip graduates with the necessary skills, as well as developing and upskilling those already in the sector or adjacent roles. Where relevant, the sector agencies also obtain input from industry partners and unions. The SOL will include specialized roles spanning areas such as tech, healthcare, and sustainability, where there are global shortages of skilled professionals. The SOL will be reviewed regularly with a major refresh every 3 years. This ensures that the SOL is responsive to industry developments while preserving enough certainty and runway for businesses. The SEP, or the Strategic Economic Priorities Bonus, was designed together with MTI and also participating economic agencies as well as the labor movement NTUC. This is a highly selective bonus which supports firms that are contributing to Singapore's strategic economic priorities through ambitious investment, innovation, internationalization, or company and workforce transformation activities. Economic agencies will work with firms receiving the SCP bonus to pursue these needle-moving economic priorities and who are able to demonstrate their commitment to developing our local workforce. And NTUC will work with firms on company and workforce transformation efforts, for example, by establishing company training committees to chart out worker upskilling plans. Firms receiving the SCP bonus would be expected to maintain healthy workforce profiles on nationality diversity and local PMET employment as a condition for renewal. Full details will be released again on our website by end of March. Mr. Patrick Tay asked for an update on the Fair Consideration Framework, or FCF. Since 2016, MOM has engaged a total of more than 1,800 employers under the FCF. As I announced at last year's COS, Compass builds on our current efforts under the FCF by applying firm-related attributes at the point of application. Once Compass is rolled out, the FCF watch list will be repurposed to focus on firms scoring poorly on the firm-related attributes. And TAFEP will conduct workshops for these firms to highlight measures that firms can take on to improve their hiring practices. Mr. Tay also asked to publish the list of companies with weak workforce profiles. I've explained before that doing so will affect the business of these firms and potentially hinder their effort to improve their practices. So instead, our approach is to have TAFEP work with them to improve their practices. Please rest assured that MOM will continue to take fair consideration seriously, and I will elaborate on our efforts under the workplace fairness legislation in the second part of my speech. Mr. Chu, Mr. Cheng have also suggested calibrating our foreign workforce policies further to address issues such as insufficient locals in certain sectors or in anticipation of our aging population. We already do so today. Sectors such as construction and process have higher foreign worker quotas, as we recognize that fewer locals join these sectors. And we exercise flexibilities to better support essential services like healthcare and the cleaning of public housing. Our moves announced last year also took a more nuanced and targeted approach. For instance, businesses that can contribute to our strategic economic priorities can tap on the Manpower for Strategic Economic Priorities Scheme, or MSEP, to access additional quotas. Another example is the Non-Traditional Source Occupation List, or NTS. Members would recall that I announced this last year to allow employers in the services and manufacturing sectors to hire work permit holders from NTS countries for 7 occupational types. This NTS occupation list is intended to help firms adjust to the SPAS qualifying salary and levy increases. We will hence implement the NTS occupation list on 1st September this year. Employers who wish to hire NTS work permit holders will be subject to a sub-quota of 8% and a fixed monthly salary criterion of at least 2,000 Singapore dollars. The sub-quota guards against over-reliance on NTS workers and ensures that employers diversify their workforce. The salary criterion safeguards against cheap sourcing and incentivizes employers to hire higher skilled or more experienced workers from these source countries. Employers who are putting their existing NTS S-Pass holders on work permits will have no trouble meeting the salary criterion. And MOM will continue to work closely with the agencies and industries to review the NTS list from time to time. Members of the House, our growth must also be inclusive, so as to enable all segments of our workers to reap the benefits. We will therefore also further strengthen our support for you. And let me share how we are doing so, especially in the area of retirement adequacy. SMS Co and Zaki will elaborate further on how we intend to strengthen protection and support for platform workers, lower wage workers, senior workers, and migrant workers in their speeches. Even as we were tackling the immediate challenges of the pandemic, we maintained a steady focus on our longer-term objective of enhancing our workers' retirement adequacy. Mr. Samad and Mr. Saktiandi Supat asked for an update on the retirement adequacy for Singaporeans. Now, we recognize that the number of retiree households has been increasing and have been enhancing the CPF system, especially for the vulnerable segments who may require further support, including our senior workers and lower wage workers. Over the last decade, the proportion of active CPF members attaining their cohort BRS, or basic retirement sum, at age 55 has improved from about 5 in 10 to almost 7 in 10 today. We expect this number to increase to 8 in 10, to about 8 in 10 in 2027. Mr. Fahmy and Mr. Yip spoke in favor of enhancing the employability of seniors. This is an important strategy to help CPF members continue to build up their retirement nest egg through employment even after age 55. SMSCo will be elaborating more on our efforts in supporting the retirement adequacy for senior workers. We also provide additional support for our lower wage workers. We have implemented enhancements to the Workfare Income Supplement Scheme this year, WIS, to increase the maximum annual payments up from $4,000 to $4,200 and expanded the coverage so that over 500,000 lower wage workers can benefit. Together with the enhanced WIS, our efforts in uplifting the wages of lower wage workers will help them to save more for their retirement. SMS Zaki will share more details later. For seniors who require further support for their retirement, CPF payouts are one of the many sources of retirement income. Seniors may also receive targeted support from the government through schemes such as ComCare and the Silver Support Scheme, which we enhanced in 2011. Further, at Budget 2023, the government announced enhancements to the Assurance Package and the Permanent GST Voucher Scheme to help Singaporeans tide through this period of higher inflation and to cushion the impact of the GST rate increase. In addition, those who are able to, the seniors may also tap on their accumulated private savings if available. If not, they may receive additional support from the community through charities, such as through charities. As you can tell, we are building from a position of strength. We are doing more to enhance the CPF system. Mr. Louis Chua asked for a review of the interest rates of the CPF Ordinary Account, or OA. We are aware that the OA pegged rate has remained relatively stable amidst the current elevated interest rate environment, while the use of other market instruments of comparable risk and duration have increased. Let me reassure the member, we are watching this interest rate environment very closely to ensure that the CPF interest rate pegs remain relevant in the prevailing operating environment while taking into consideration the longer-term outlook. But even as we study this, I should point out that during the low interest rate environment of the last decade, we have paid a fair interest rate. The 2.5% floor for the OA has exceeded the peg rate for over 20 years, even when the market interest rates were low, such as during the global financial crisis. Mr. Saktiandi asked if we intend to revise the interest rates crossed 4% in 2023, as market interest rates crossed 4% in 2023. The special account interest rate is pegged to the 12-month average yield of 10-year Singapore government securities, or SGS, plus 1%, and is reviewed quarterly. This helps to smoothen the short-term market fluctuations on the interest rates. If the peg rate exceeds the floor rate of 4%, members will correspondingly earn higher interest rates on the higher of the two, the higher interest rates on their CPF savings. On top of this, the government has and will continue to pay 1% of extra interest on the first $60,000 of members' combined CPF balances, including the first $20,000 in members' OA. Members aged 55 and above received 2% extra interest on the first $30,000 of combined CPF balances and 1% on the next $30,000. Mr. Louis Chua also asked if the CPF investment scheme, or CPFIS, could be made more comprehensive and if there could be more direct means by which members can earn higher investment returns other than via CPFIS. Mr. Chua has raised similar points last year. With the benefit of hindsight, it will always appear easy to achieve higher rate of returns. But we have said before that higher returns also come with higher risks and a higher and greater potential for losses. Today, CPF members can invest in a diverse range of products, including exchange-traded funds, shares, and gold products. Members who prefer not to take any risk with their retirement savings already enjoy risk-free interest rates of up to 6% per annum on their CPF savings, where investment risk is entirely borne by the government. I would like to reassure Mr. Louis Chua that in addition to our recent enhancements to the CPF system, we review CPF interest rates and the range of investment products under the CPFIS regularly to ensure that they remain relevant to members' needs as well as the changes in the operating environment. I would like to also thank Mr. Pritam Singh for his suggestion during the recent budget debate to reallocate a greater proportion of CPF contributions for younger members to the special account. This was raised by Ms. Cheryl Chan during the CPF Amendment Bill in 2021 and by Mr. Satyandi Supat during his cut. We are considering this idea, and we are very glad that members have come out to support it. And I sincerely hope that if and when we do eventually put up the proposal, the Workers' Party would be in full support of it. Now, to help middle-income Singaporeans save more for retirement, we will also be raising the CPF monthly ceiling from $6,000 to $8,000 in 2026 to keep pace with rising salaries. This will be done in phases, starting with $300 this year, to allow employers and employees to adjust to the changes. There will be no change to the annual salary ceiling at $102,000. An example of a worker who is supportive of the higher salary ceiling is Mr. Fazli Jamil. He's 38 years old, and he's the Associate Dean in the School of 3D Design at the Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts. As a result of just raising the monthly salary ceiling for his CPF contribution, he can expect around an additional $100,000 in his combined CPF balances, or a $500 increase in his monthly CPF life payouts if he works until age 65 and start his payouts then. And of course, for each year, should he choose to defer the start of his payouts, his monthly payouts will increase further by up to 7%. Employers' business costs are also likely to remain manageable, as the increases are spread out over 4 years. The additional business cost impact is around about $500 million per annum, because not all workers are affected by the maximum increase of $2,000. And the annual salary ceiling, which remain unchanged at this juncture, will also limit the impact of business costs. As part of the Forward Singapore exercise, we are taking a deeper look at what should be done to improve the retirement adequacy of Singaporeans. This is especially relevant with the greater economic uncertainties amidst global challenges, at least in the medium term. For the group that are in their 50s and the early 60s today, they have a limited runway to work and save. With this in mind, we will review our range of solutions both from within and outside the CPF system, such as work-based incentives and the Silver Support Scheme, to give them greater reassurance that they can meet their basic retirement needs. We will also do more for our younger and middle-aged workers and the Pioneer and Merdeka generation seniors, many of whom are retirees. Ultimately, we want to strengthen our support such that as long as you work, as long as you contribute consistently to your CPF, you will be able to meet your basic retirement needs. We will provide further updates on our efforts to strengthen the CPF system in due course. Now, let me conclude in the first part of my speech and speed up the tea break. I believe that if we journey through the crossroads together, we will be able to align the crossroads and forge a new social compact, one where the government, the employers, and our fellow Singaporeans can work together to improve career prospects, strengthen retirement adequacy, and bring fair levels of reward and respect for all forms of work. It is one where no worker is left behind as Singapore progresses. In your working years, we will empower you to find and work towards new opportunities if you take the first step. We will also help you to upskill, to reskill, and facilitate your job search based on your skills and your interests. With improved career health, you will be able to stay ahead of technological trends and seize many new job opportunities within and beyond your sector. In your golden years, we will support you such that you will be able to have peace of mind if you have worked and you have contributed consistently to your CPF. I look forward to having more conversations with you and working together to create an inclusive society, abundant and brimming with opportunities. I will share more about securing better workplaces with you in the next segment of my speech. Thank you.
Order. Propose to take a break now. Order. I suspend the sitting and we'll take the chair at 4 p.m. Order. Order.